Hello and welcome to Lifetime on Court, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I'm a robot. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
And I am a robot, Drew Current.
And I am a robot, Bev Bailey.
Yeah.
Hooray! All the robots are here.
This is a bot only show.
I'm so excited. I knew this would happen too because as you all know, I've started a YouTube channel and it has a different intro. So remember what I'm doing. On YouTube, I just edit it out, but on the podcast, we keep it real here. So I gotta turn into a robot and get it right.
Yeah.
Beverly Bailey is back again.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So excited. I don't think we've had you on this year so far.
No, I haven't been on, I think, since Christmas 2018 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Or maybe before then. I don't remember.
We hadn't mastered the remote call. So Bev's in LA, she's like in her house, quarantining away.
Mm-hmm.
Doing it. I'm doing it, you guys. I'm so good at it.
Yeah.
So good.
I just had delivery for probably the 6th time this week. It's only Monday.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, that's awesome.
Living the dream.
Yeah,
There
I'm
you
really
go.
good at it, too. I think I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't,
totally.
because I don't like to be around people all that much.
Mm.
Yeah.
I guess not anymore. Used to be cool.
I used to be cool, but now I get anxiety about it.
Now
It's not very fun.
Now
Yep.
I drive around and I scream at people. Put a mask on.
True.
Just kidding. I don't, but my roommate does.
I drive around and sing in the car sometimes for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was doing that before quarantine too.
Oh.
Sometimes I burst into song while I'm working.
I've only started doing that since quarantine.
Well, we're all here doing our best. And
We are.
we are here today to talk about an amazing Lifetime movie. So in quarantine, actually, I have been watching one old Lifetime movie a day. So, just going back, writing for the blog.
Damn.
Yeah.
Every day?
Every day I watch at least one.
You're doing God's work.
Because I'm trying to build the back catalog, There's a lot of Lifetime movies that I missed when I wasn't doing a podcast about them. I had a life.
That's
and,
true.
I had a boyfriend and it was really fun. But like now Lifetime's my boyfriend. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
we're getting pretty serious.
Mm-hmm.
But I've actually been finding some good older movies. So I was talking to Bev. I was like, got to get you on the podcast. And then I have a new superpower, Drew. I don't know if you know about this.
Oh no, you got a mutation?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
New X-Men.
It's true. I was walking to school one day and a vat of toxic sewage spilled on me. And now
Whoa.
I have this weird power.
Ooh,
What is your weird power?
What is it?
I can select the perfect Lifetime movie for my friends to cover on the podcast.
You've had that. I think you've had that power for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that is definitely something that happens when toxic sewage falls on you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I knew Bev was coming on, I was like, Bev, I've got the movie. Download Lifetime Movie Club and let's do the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bev, would you like to share what the movie is titled?
Yes. The title of the movie is Revenge Homecoming.
Oh yeah.
I said it wrong. I think it's Homecoming Revenge.
Damn
Oh.
it, Bev. You had one job.
I know. Well, I just wrote down Revenge Homecoming, but I think it's Homecoming Revenge.
It is
My
Homecoming
bad.
Revenge.
Wait,
But-
let's do it again.
Homecoming
Take two.
Okay.
Take two.
Okay.
And the title of the movie is Beverly.
Homecoming Revenge. Nailed it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nailed it
Yeah.
on the first try.
Exactly.
And it is exactly what you would think, Drew. The movie
Mhm.
stars April Bowlby, Kim
Okay.
Director. I like Kim Director. She was in
Director.
Blair Witch Project 2.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
And then Abbie Gayle. Abbie Gayle? Gayle?
Mhm.
Sure.
Abbie Gayle. Yeah, Gayle.
Yes. So all those people are in the movie. And then a big deal about this movie, Drew, is that it's written by two Lifetime actors who are writing partners. And they write a lot of these more campier Lifetime movies. So it's Lindsay Hartley, Justin Hartley's ex-wife.
Okay.
The first one.
Oh, his first ex-wife?
The first one, not
the first ex-wife.
Not Selling Sunset one? Okay.
Not what is her name? Chriselle?
I think it's Chriselle.
Because she was born in a Shell station. I swear to God.
In a Chrysler?
She was born in a Chrysler. Chris Shell. She was born in a Shell station.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And then also Shane Scott, who's a like soap opera actor, and he's also in a bunch of Lifetime movies. So two Lifetime movie actors wrote this movie, which is pretty awesome.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So you know right away that they're going to nail the genre.
For sure, because they've lived it. And the woman who plays Isabel, what's her name? April?
Yeah, April Bowlby.
She's in the new show Zoom Patrol. I think it's on HBO.
You mean Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol. Why did I say Zoom Patrol?
Because we're in a Zoom meeting.
Because it might as well be.
I knew I was going to mix that up. I knew it.
Yeah, and she is great. She is wonderful. Yep.
She was like, actually, I enjoyed her in this movie. Can I say that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say anything you want as long as it's not racist.
Anything you want as long as it's not racist. Oh boy.
I just said farts.
That might be a little racist, but we'll let it slide.
No, it's not. I didn't mean it that way.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's a joke.
All right. So jumping into the movie, we start, of course, at Homecoming, Drew, as you naturally would in a movie called Homecoming Revenge.
I would hope so, yes.
We meet Isabel, who's our protagonist, blonde, beautiful. She is who you would think would be prom queen or homecoming queen.
Homecoming.
Before we get started, do you guys remember that song, Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun?
Yes, by Julie Brown.
Okay.
I do not.
It's like, everybody run. The homecoming queen's got a gun. You know?
So great.
Totally inappropriate now with school shootings being like an actual thing that happens and not funny.
Right. Yeah.
But in the 80s, a school shooting was hilarious. Okay.
You're right, it was.
I mean, it was a great song. And I was like, this song's hilarious. This would never happen in real life. And then I'm like, oh, wow, this is dark. Anyways,
oh my Lord.
That's from like the way back part of my brain, the way back machine in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen her in LA, by the way. I went to
have?
I went to a sketch show and she was in it. And I was like, oh my God, she's amazing. And I tried to like go talk to her afterwards. And she had like so many people trying to talk to her. I was like, never mind. But yeah.
They're having sketch shows?
This was like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm like, what are you guys doing?
That's a little irresponsible, Julie Brown. You need to get it together.
Yeah.
All right.
She's still having them in her house. Okay.
So Isabel and her boyfriend Rob, they win Homecoming Queen, okay? And they're going up on stage. They have like the black principal there. He's like, it's kind of reminded me of the scene in Mean Girls when Tim Robbins is like, Caddy Herring, and she's like, oh, one for everybody, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this girl in a red dress, dark black hair, like jet black hair, her name's Andrea. It's right, Andrea, Bev?
Yes.
I always want to say Andrea.
I always want to say Andrea.
There you go.
That's because I watched Beverly Hills 90210.
I'd like to say Andrea.
Andrea! It's your turn, Andrea!
There you go. Well, Andrea is not having it. She goes up on stage. She's like, this election was rigged. You know, that whole type of thing.
Oh.
Very topical in 2020.
Very.
And she has black dahlias like all in her hair, like roses and stuff. And Rob goes into anaphylactic shock because he's allergic to flowers.
Yeah. Do we say Rob is Isabel's boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's the prom king. Okay. Yeah. Here's a question: who wears black dahlias just like on the daily, like just casually wears them, and who wears them to prom?
Say who
like live
who
flowers in your hair. That's just weird.
we're learning that Andrea's a little weird because she grabs the crown from Isabel and they're like wrestling over the crown, Drew. Very Dynasty. And then she falls backwards off the stage and breaks her back.
Who does?
Andrea. Or Andrea.
Oh.
Or Andrea.
Okay.
Or Andrea.
Andrea. Yeah.
Yes. She falls off the stage, breaks her back. You hear like every vertebrae cracking, and then you see her like on the floor in the like little
she looks like a chalk man,
the
like
chalk man pose. Exactly.
Yeah. And let's be clear, this stage was like 2 feet in the air. Let's not oversell.
No. All prom stages, like all prom stages, if prom has a stage, it is 8 feet high.
Right.
It's a rule. In a movie, it's a rule. In a movie, it's a rule.
You're like, oh my God.
It did not look that tall.
It didn't. It looked like an elementary school play.
I mean, I've sang on risers.
I just fell down.
I
just fell down and busted my chin from standing where I was. So.
That's true. You know how dangerous it is.
Yeah, standing is tough.
And you feel Andrea's pain. You feel her pain.
I do. I do feel her pain.
Well, don't worry, Drew, because we flashed 25 years later or whatever, or 20. I guess it's the 20-year reunion of high school. Mm-hmm. Isabel is now. I know I'm coming up on my 20-year reunion from preschool, and I'm really excited.
Yeah.
From preschool. Yeah.
I can't wait to see who still was eating glue.
I know. It's going to be great. So Isabel is now married to Rob. So the high school sweethearts are married. They have a teenage daughter named Sierra. And they're like, oh, hey. They get like a card. They're like, oh, hey, the reunion's coming up. And he's like, I don't really want to go. But Isabel's like, oh, I'll go. I'm not excited, but I'll go. I was homecoming queen.
Not smart.
I feel obligated to go,
Right. Well, I mean, can they even have the reunion without the homecoming queen?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I honestly don't know any homecoming queens from my high school era. I can't think of one. I know the prom queen. And I know it wasn't me.
Yeah, for sure.
All I know is it wasn't
You're
me.
right about that. Like, you never remember the queen of anything but the prom.
Only the prom matters.
Yeah.
All right, put a cork in the movie. We're done. We're done.
Why are we doing this?
Okay. So we cut to Andrea, okay? She still has black hair, and now she's like, think about it like this, Drew. Like I told Bev when we were watching the movie, I'm like, picture Andrea as a drag queen, and the movie becomes a whole new level of awesome.
Yeah, it really does.
Okay. I mean, she could pull off drag queen.
She's just she's very voluptuous. This actress is like very voluptuous and wears a lot of makeup and like I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I was like living for this character. It was awesome. And I don't know what's her name? Kim Director. I don't know Kim Director, but I like to think like she like wears like tank tops and no makeup and like a cowboy hat walking around LA like in her boots.
Yeah. God, I hope she does. I'm gonna go start looking for her.
Well, she's very like pinup. Seems like
very sexy.
Yeah, very sexy. And like, the drag queens are they're beautiful. So many drag queens are I should say all drag queens. They're so beautiful. And once you told me to picture her like that, it changed the movie immediately for me.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And she has like all these hunky men hanging around her with their shirts off, like serving her, fanning her. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, Andrea really turned it around from her back brace, It's crazy. She's living the life. And she also has like a hunky husband. I don't think I wrote down his name. It might come up later in my notes. Christopher. But he wants to get a divorce because she's barren. Which is so fucked up.
That is. As someone who is also barren, that's not cool. That's not why you divorce someone. You divorce because of their personality. Come on.
Absolutely not. I was so mad. I was like enraged for her. And then she is like, no, I'm not going to let that fly. she takes a conch shell, like the thing that trapped Ariel's voice in The Little Mermaid, and she throws it at him. And I don't know what
falls
happened.
in the pool and he dies.
Okay, I was like, I didn't write that part down, but I'm assuming that's what happened.
I was like, hey, Ariel's voice is in there, and you just hit him over the head?
Just
oh, my
dunk.
God. Yeah.
It was, and into the pool. And then
into the pool.
Blood everywhere. Damn.
Yeah, blood everywhere. And also, though, he was going to leave her for a woman who was,
who
was a fertile lady. So, anyways, and younger, whatever.
It's great. So we get a kill like in the first 5 minutes. She rips up those divorce papers, throws them in the trash, gets out her old yearbook, and starts like talking to the pictures of Rob. And she's like, you're gonna pay for this, ha ha ha. And she like slams the book shut.
Oh, I thought she was talking to Isabel.
Oh, well, I think it's just like a picture of homecoming.
Yeah.
Is she barren because of her injury or something? Like what?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of alert. I guess that is true. That is true, Drew.
It's because she fell off the stage.
Okay.
So
sure. Yeah, I mean, I got. I
would
have already guessed that shit, but
look, Drew, you're smarter than the average lifetime wine drinking me.
Oh,
so you got it right away.
I'm not smarter. I'm not.
So we
I was like, yeah, she broke her back. I don't know. She can't have kids anymore. Now she's gonna get her revenge. Cool.
Sounds right to me. So the reunion actually happens pretty quickly in the movie. You think it's going to be at the end, and we're going to get a whole thing of her stalking and all that type of stuff. It doesn't happen. The reunion is like right away.
Okay.
Isabel is only there. She doesn't want to be there. She's only there because she's supplying the flowers for the event.
Oh yeah, Isabel has a flower shop.
Oh, so she's only there for the flowers, to get the flowers in there.
She was asked to provide the flowers for the reunion. Mm-hmm. So she did it. And there's so much like flower talk and flower things and shots of the flower shop. There's just so much of it in this movie. I'm like, this is like so heavy-handed. Like, we know our audience; they like flowers.
Exactly.
Everywhere,
except for black dahlias and roses. They're banned because Rob is allergic to them.
Yep.
They say it multiple times.
So Rob is so her husband is allergic to flowers, and she runs a flower shop.
Only specific flowers that are convenient to the storyline.
Right.
Okay.
I've never met anybody allergic specifically just to black dahlias. I didn't know it was an allergy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Anything is an allergy.
But anything is. I mean.
Yeah, anything is an allergy.
I'm allergic to Neosporin. I mean, things are crazy.
Who knows? Bev, you shouldn't say that on a podcast. Your stalker might be listening and they're going to get you.
Boom. They're going to get you.
God, I'm apartment 23, guys.
So at the reunion.
Oh, the stalker already knows that.
Yeah, the stalker knows that.
I'm waving right now. Hi.
Yeah.
Isabel brings her daughter Sierra, and they run into Andrea. She's wearing a low-cut, red, sexy dress like Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
And Isabel's like, oh, did you just fall off the face of the planet? I've never seen you, like, since the accident.
Yeah, she's like, not on social media. Nobody knows. Nobody's heard of her. Nobody knows what's going on with her.
But they, like, apologize and, like, make amends. And they're like, okay, the past is in the past.
Her and Isabel? Dude?
Yeah. But then Andrea is like, let's go to lunch. Come on, let's go to lunch. You got some days free, right? And finally she was just like, I don't know. Maybe I guess you can call my shop and we'll try and figure something out.
Yeah, that's
Andrea definitely wants to get in contact with him.
Oh, she's got a plan going, and she goes to brunch. They go to brunch together, and Andrea's like, oh, I laid low after the incident on the stage, and I broke my back, and I went to rehab for 2 years, and, it's hard to keep tabs on me, but, here I am. And then Andrea asks Isabel for a job at the flower shop. Right? I don't know why that happens. She
asked her, and then she says no. But then what happened is there was a girl who had just started working there, who was like Isabel's best friend's niece or daughter or sister. I don't know what she was to her. Anyways,
Yeah.
so she's like, that girl had the job that Andrea wanted. So then Andrea followed that girl. Her name was Jasmine Flower. And she tased her.
In the butt.
Tased
her in the butt.
In the ass. She tased her in the ass.
I'll do it.
There you go. That's what happens.
It must be like, ow, God.
No, Jasmine's like so dead. And then Andrea gets the job because Isabel didn't show up to work.
No, because Jasmine didn't show up to work.
Oh, yeah.
And Isabel's like, there's too many names in this movie, first of all. Okay, so Isabel was like, oh no, the girl who was working for me, I haven't seen her. I don't know what happened and I need help. And then lo and behold, there comes Andrea being like, I'm going to save the day. She's like placing fake orders and all this other crap.
Okay.
The best thing about her placing these fake orders, because she like wants to overwhelm Isabel, so she has to hire her. She does like a Southern accent. And it's like Kim, director, the actress, is like, hey guys, I have a really good Southern accent that I want to just try out. You know, for no reason, she just calls with the Southern accent, and she's like, "Hi, y'all, can I get some daisies up in here?" You're like, "What?"
I'm still kind of stuck on that. She killed her with a taser.
Yeah,
tased in the butt.
In the butt.
Tased in the butt, and then she died from it.
Yeah,
if you got tased in the butt, you wouldn't die from it. That's not.
I
you
know.
Wouldn't die from that.
I know, but Jasmine died from the taste to the butt. It says on her tombstone, tased in the butt.
Tased in the butt.
In the booty.
Well, you might die from being tased in the butt. Patrick.
If you're wondering, yeah, I probably would die from any tase anywhere.
Yeah, from anywhere.
If you are wondering what happened to these fake orders, don't worry. Andrea finds a twink gay guy to pick them up for her. And she's like, hey, sweetie, honey, baby, this is where I'm getting drag queen vibe. She pulls the money out of her cleavage, cleavage, gives it to the little gay twink guy, and sends him on his way to go pick up the flowers that she ordered. And we're done with that side B plot.
Oh no! But when she gets the flowers to him, when he gets the flowers, picks up the flowers, and later on she pays him. She's like, give them to whoever you want to this weekend, boy or girl or something. And I specifically wrote it down. And he went, "This weekend's gonna rock."
What?
It's great. So, she's a fan of the gays. We get that. She's leaving it up to him to decide what gender he's into. She's not going to assume.
No, not going to judge.
Andrea is woke, okay?
Yeah. And apparently this weekend's going to rock because he has 20 vases of flowers.
Hey, he's going to
rock.
I don't know what he's going to do with those flowers, but it is going to be like very cool.
This weekend's gonna rock. I wish they should have had like some kind of pun. I don't know.
I had to pause the movie. I laughed so hard.
Well, it's gonna be the sequel to the movie. It's gonna be what the little gay boy did like all weekend with his flowers.
Rockin' flowers.
Yeah.
A lifetime special.
This weekend's gonna rock.
So
that becomes a CW movie.
Let's see.
Branches off from that.
Oh no!
I'm really trying to find a pun that would be really good, but I'll think of one.
Okay. We'll go back to you in 5 minutes.
We'll come back. So there's a woman named Molly. I think it's time to talk about Molly. So she was having the affair with Andrea's husband. She's like the younger, can have babies woman.
Yeah, she's the fertile myrtle.
Oh my God. And she finds Isabel and she's like, hey, I just want to let you know that Andrea killed her husband with a seashell. And
can't find Ariel's voice, and her ex-husband is now dead.
Yeah. And then Isabel asks Andrea, she's like, hey, someone came to me and talked about this. And Andrea's like, oh, no, that woman is a stalker, murderer, liar. Don't listen to her.
Why isn't she calling the police? What is this?
I know. Why are the police?
If she knows. Anyway, yes, go on.
Well, and Andrew's like, oh, I didn't tell you I had a husband because I was embarrassed because he was leaving me, and I'm barren from falling off the stage, so he left me because of that. And it's, your fault. And Isabel's just kind of like, whoa, too much information. Like,
Whoa.
I just wanted to make sure that, you're not crazy. And Andrea's like, I'm not crazy.
I'm not crazy.
I'm not crazy.
I didn't kill my husband.
I don't even have a seashell.
I don't even own a seashell. Who owns a conch shell? Right?
I mean,
she owns a bottle of champagne.
Yes.
Drinks from the bottle.
So of course now Andrea knows that Molly is like out there spreading her lies and spreading her thighs. As she's a fertile myrtle.
You know how those fertile myrtles are.
And she kills Molly next. Bev, I didn't write how she killed her in my notes.
She, I believe, strangled her? Because later on in the film, we find her hanging.
On.
So.
Hands on, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys, I mean, thank goodness we didn't see a lot of the killings and stuff, but it was kind of a gruesome movie.
True.
As far as that's concerned.
There's
a lot of killing.
like it.
Yeah, a lot of killing.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, it's a revenge movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's she's basically John Wick.
Yeah.
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 Right.
I'm thinking of her as John Wick.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah. So you think she's the hero?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go, Kim.
There's this big event for the mayor. The mayor is like having a party or something. And Andrea's like, I'm going to take care of the flowers. Don't worry. I'll deliver them. They'll be great. She like loads up the truck and she puts something in the flowers, like some chemical or something. I
think it was like weed killer. It couldn't have been weed killer. It was some kind of like flower killer. I don't know.
Sure. It was like, a big container with a skull and crossbones on it.
Yeah. She just sprinkled some anthrax on all the
Exactly.
Guys, remember anthrax?
Remember anthrax?
The good old days.
The good old days where we were afraid of anthrax.
So
no one wanted to open their mail.
Isabel like opens up the truck. She's like, I have these beautiful flowers. I'm so excited to show you, Miss Mayor. And the mayor's like, what the fuck is this? I have a gala. All these plants are dead. And Isabel turns around and it's like her whole van's full of twigs.
Yeah. Because not only did she put the stuff in it to make them die, she disconnected the cooler that would keep them cool.
Yeah. So it's like, think about like 5 million Charlie Brown Christmas trees. It's that.
Yeah. It was awful. I was like, how were you driving there? Or like, how could you not? Oh, that's right. Andrea drove the truck, not Isabel. But that smell of dead, like flowers and stuff, that must have been terrible.
It'd be like potpourri.
So
now they were sprinkled with like anthrax.
No. Isabel's business is in trouble, basically. She has some problems. So Sierra, the daughter, let's not forget about her. She has to write a paper for class.
No, she's writing her essay for
college?
Her college essay. And getting ready for her own homecoming.
There you go. That's an important part. So Andrea's like, oh, you're gonna be homecoming queen? Let's talk about this. So she like overshares like advice, and she's like, oh, there's so much like advice I could tell you, but like your mom totally rigged the homecoming election 20 years ago. And Sierra's like, that doesn't sound like my mom. And then they talk about boys, and there's like a boy named Cody, and he has like a bad knee or something. And I think does she go to the school and like see the boy?
She does.
Yeah, and she's like, you see him like limping on the football field, and Andrea's like, oh, that's the guy. I see him now.
Hey, listen, I'm a cougar, but that's a little too young there, honey.
A little too
young.
Let him go. Let him go. But Isabel like kind of catches them talking, and she's like, this is inappropriate. The flowers died. Someone told me that you're bad, and then they died. Like, she's fires Andrea, basically. She's like, I can't trust you. We can be friends, but like we can't work together anymore.
Right.
Okay. Good call.
Well, they also had right before she fired her, they did have a shopping montage of like trying to find the homecoming dress
Love a
because
good shopping montage.
they mentioned this homecoming dress so many times. They talked about it. It was called a Delona. You got to get a Delona. Are you getting a Delona? You have to get a Delona. Go to this store. They have Delonas. Go get a Delona.
Is that like the designer?
That's the designer and just a style of dress. I was like, how is this important? It's just annoying. So they had a whole shopping montage. Even, Andrea and Isabel got to try on fun dresses. Oh.
There you go.
And then the next day she did fire Andrea.
So with Andrea like fired and everything, she's like out of the way. But Andrea is still like hanging out with Sierra on the DL, like going to school and like looking at Cody with the shirt off, and like it gets weird. But
a little bit.
Isabel finds out that she is randomly pregnant, which is bad news because that is like putting salt on the wound for Andrea.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Isabel calls her husband. He hasn't really been in the movie at all. At all.
He should have been. He was cute.
He was really cute. I'm like, why are we wasting this man?
Yeah, for sure.
He was businessing. Does he business a lot?
Probably.
Yeah,
probably.
He was a writer and he was on a book tour.
Sure.
I think.
Okay.
Was that what he did? He was a writer of some sort.
Sierra finds out about the baby and she gets very jealous, like extremely jealous. Like, what? I'm not the only child anymore? And it's like, girl, you're 18. You're about to go to college. I think you can be fine and be happy for your mother who's having a baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She was too old to have, big sibling, older sibling blues, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Jealous.
At that point, you're just another mom, right?
Yeah.
At that age, if you like, you're just
at that point, it could have been hers.
Yeah.
Yes, but basically now she knows about the baby, so it's going to leak out to Andrea somehow. That's how we're getting that. Uh-oh. So Rob, the husband, he's back in the movie. Speaking of his book tour, he's back from his work trip, and he's like, I got to be here for my daughter's homecoming, which, come on, really? I wouldn't come back for that.
Don't.
No.
I think my dad was in the other room and it was just like, have fun.
Yeah, that's like
totally.
Okay, bye, my mom. I'm going. Bye.
So Andrea picks him up from the train station and she's pretending to be the limo driver, which is awesome because she's Andrea, sexy woman in like a limo hat and like,
I like it.
Yeah, it looked like the beginning of a
bra.
porn.
Yeah, no bra. Like one little button on her coat. Like her boobs are spilling out. Like she's the sexiest limo driver I've ever seen.
Ever.
Nice. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably hire limos for specifically for that. I would assume.
I would assume too. I don't know.
And how he didn't realize it was her. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah, really.
Come on.
But he hasn't seen her at all this whole movie.
So he's going with her?
She's picking him up from his work trip to take him home.
Okay.
She locks the back doors. The back seat is full of roses or black dahlias or something. Dahlias. And he's like, oh no, I'm allergic to these flowers. Let me out, limo driver. And she doesn't. He passes out. Isabel's like getting her daughter ready. She's like, oh, where is my husband? Like, he's supposed to be back from his work trip. And she's like, just like not very concerned, but also concerned. Mm-hmm. And she gets tased, not in the butt, in the neck.
Okay.
But
lives.
It's Andrea. She like is just like, oh, when you wake up from this tasing, your husband's gonna be dead and your kids are gonna be dead. Ha 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 ha. I mean,
yeah.
Which
is
what you want.
Yeah.
So
I mean, she's getting revenge. You gotta really go out. You gotta really go out there.
You got to go big at this point. I mean, we're at like the 3/4 mark of the movie. Like, this is the time you got to really get in with that revenge.
Gotta get in there.
Yeah, there's like 5 minutes left in the movie. So Sierra and Cody are at homecoming. It's the same exact setup. as the homecoming in the beginning of the movie.
And the same DJ.
Same DJ, same principal. Everything's the exact same. So they filmed that on the same day to save some money.
Yeah. Like, get them both in one day. Let's go. We got to wrap this.
Andrea is there. She's watching on. She's in her sexy red dress. The gay guy's there. His name's Jamie. And she like gives him a nod, like kind of like it seemed like Carrie vibes, like, you know, pulling on the
same thing. I was like, oh my God, there's going to be pig's blood. I just know it.
Yes. It really felt like that. It was like an homage to Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
They're like the cogs are in motion for the plan, but Isabel's not going to let that happen. She comes in, she pulls the fire alarm. Sierra and Cody are on stage accepting their crown or whatever for homecoming queen. And Andrea jumps on stage again. She's like, no, this is supposed to be my crown. And she starts strangling Sierra.
Mm-hmm. And she kicks the Cody kid in his knee. So now his knee's broken.
Hilarious, Drew. It's
like, oh man,
funny.
She knew that football player had a weak knee, and she was just like, "Fuck you," and kicked him in the knee. Like, it was great. I'm like, that is a smart Lifetime villain who's like using their weaknesses against them. Yeah. It was hilarious. I laughed out loud at that part. I was like, "Oh my God, what a bitch! What a bitch!"
Nice,
but a smart bitch. A smart
bitch.
We love that.
You guys are a smart bitch.
She's John Wick, man. She's John Wick.
Isabel rushes on stage. She wrestles with Andrea again, and Andrea
over
falls
this damn crown.
Yeah, over the crown, and Andrea falls off the stage into the same Chalkman position, breaks her back again.
Yeah. Again.
Nice.
Exactly the same.
Hilarious. I was just cackling the whole time. I'm like, this is so funny. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
It's like, I expected nothing more, and I hope for nothing less. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was perfect.
Right.
That's perfect.
It was great.
So we see pregnant as hell Isabel. We flash forward.
3 months later.
She's like with her husband. They're at the mayor's house, and the flower business is blooming.
Yeah, everything that's blooming.
Blooming. Flower buds.
And they're best buds.
They're all friends. All is forgiven. Everything's happy. But then, since it's this kind of Lifetime movie, we cut to Andrea, who's not dead. She's making homecoming crowns out of scrap metal in her prison cell.
Yeah, and the warden, who I swear was no more than 19 years old, who's casting this movie.
Right.
Anyways, the warden was like, we've had complaints, and, you know, we know what you're making. And he pulls out the crown. And she's like, I just want to hold it one time. And he's like, okay. She holds it, and then she smashes it into the warden and kills him.
Yeah.
And then she's getting out, gonna get her homecoming revenge again, part 2.
Yay!
It was like the best ending I've seen in a Lifetime movie in a while, because it was so funny and stupid. You're like, yes, use the crown as a weapon to get out of jail. Of course.
Yeah, you do that. Use anything possible.
Because like in a normal movie, like that's kind of what you would think would happen next. But in Lifetime movies, that's not necessarily what does. They would just hold the crown, caress it, and be like, it was mine, it was mine, and that's it. No, this was like realistic, like she's crazy.
Oh no, she's crazy. She's not.
Yeah,
she's not like it's my crown. It was supposed to be my crown, and then it like slowly zooms away from her in her prison cell, and then that's usually it.
Well, because it's a weird type of like female empowerment too. Like you're not just because you're the bad girl doesn't mean that you have to like wilt away in your little prison cell. No, you're gonna fight for yourself, because in your story, you're right.
Right.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes. So that is the movie. So we'll start with Bev. I always forget who to start with. Bev. So on the podcast, we either pour it up and put a cork in it. What are you going to do to this movie?
I can't believe it. I'm going to pour it up. I enjoyed it. I laughed. I cackled. It was a good time.
Wonderful. Drew, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going to pour it up, man. That was a sweet revenge movie. And
women empowerment.
Especially that last part. Especially that jamming the fucking the crown into the warden. But here's the other part that makes me laugh about that is like, you just killed the warden of a prison. You're gonna get beaten and put back into the
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
She's gonna be in solitary for years.
But it gives you it sort of gives you the like does it sort of give you the feeling like, oh, that's how she escapes prison.
Yeah.
Is that what it
if that's the sequel, you better have me back on.
Oh my God.
Actually, if the sequel, if they make a sequel for this and she's not like just like one shot like beating the shit out of each like whatever each officer in that prison to get out, then I don't want to hear about it. It better be that, or I don't want to hear about it.
There you go. So I am, of course, going to pour it up. I recommended this movie to Bev because I knew it would be fun to talk about and fun to like watch. What's good about this movie is that it's written by a female writer and her co-writer. So like, I feel like having an actress who's had to perform in these movies kind of knows what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And at no point was it like about a man or anything like that. It wasn't really about like getting the homecoming king or anything. It was like, it should have been mine. I feel entitled to this and I'm going to get it. And I like that a lot better.
Her whole thing was just that she thought it was rigged. I mean, that was the whole thing. That's
all it needs to be. Sometimes these Lifetime movies go crazy with trying to justify like a backstory of like what happened to you in foster care and and who cares? Like we just want a simple reason.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way at the beginning. It doesn't need to be a twist, and just keep driving that. It's like a good improv scene. Like you have the good thing at the beginning and then you just run with it.
I mean, and that's the proper revenge thing. Like in John Wick, it's because they killed his dog.
Yeah.
And he murders
everyone,
hundreds of people,
because
anyone involved. Anyone involved. It was like the Russian mafia or something that like came over and killed his dog.
Yeah.
And then he just killed hundreds of people for it. And you're sitting there being like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, I would too.
Killed my dog, bitch. Yeah.
And I just love Kim Director. I think she's really fun and campy, and like she should do more Lifetime movies for sure. Like I don't know what she's doing now, but
was she in like The Craft or something? I feel like
no. She looks like, what is her name? Fairuza Balk.
Yeah, Fairuza Balk.
Okay. But it's not her. She looks like her. She's like,
that's what I thought. Okay.
She's drag queen version of Fairuza Balk.
Totally. Oh man, we should do The Craft movie.
Oh, you better have me on for The Craft, because I don't think you know anyone who's watched it more than me.
That's the first R-rated movie I ever watched at my grandma's house, and no one knew. It was a big deal.
Nice.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it was so good. We're not here to talk about Craft. We're wrapping up this homecoming revenge conversation.
Wait, I have a question.
Oh yeah,
Pat,
yeah.
Did you go to any homecomings?
You know, I must have. I don't remember the homecoming queen, but I had to have gone.
You went to the dances, right?
I think I'm pretty sure I did, but I just don't really remember them being monumental in my life.
I don't remember there being like homecoming dances.
Really?
For some reason. I just remember, it was either junior prom or prom.
Yeah, I definitely remember prom, and I remember homecoming my freshman year. But after that, I don't really remember much.
This has got to be a guy thing, because, like, literally, I pulled out all of my homecoming pictures. So,
oh my God.
Oh God.
I remember every dance. I know who I went with and everything.
Aw, that's so cute.
I didn't tell you.
I love it. So now I think it is time for a Candace.
Yes.
What you say, Candace Cameron Bure. On my wedding day, catch the bouquet. Candace hates the gays. Candace Cameron Bure. Drinking rosé, eating creme brulee. Can't share with me. Candace Cameron Bure. Yeah, what you say, Candace Cameron Bure. Okay, what you say, Candace Cameron Bure, the segment where we watch Candace's Instagram and we talk about it.
What you say, girl?
Oh boy, what did she say? So, Bev, I'm going to play a clip. You won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear it. Yeah, I'll let the clip speak for itself.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Can you hear that? What's happening? Hold on. Okay.
I kept smelling something. I'm like, something smells bad. And it kind of was like seaweed-ish, fishy-ish. And I'm by the ocean, but like not in a good way. Just something. What is it? And then I like saw a little green spot on my comforter. And I'm like, am I leaking? Is something happening with my body? I'm unaware. And then I went like this to take my hair out of my ponytail and then had a bunch of stuff on my hands and realized that a seagull pooped on me, pooped on my head. I didn't feel it. I didn't know. I gotta go shower. It's good luck though, right? When a bird poops on you.
I don't know. I don't know if it is.
Okay.
First of all, no one is more deserving.
Pooped on her head, and she couldn't figure out what it was.
I mean, that is weird. Who knows? You're like, what is that fucking smell?
What is that smell? Oh,
It smells like the ocean, but not in a good way.
But not in a good way.
at first I was like,
That's amazing.
where is she going with this? Oh
I know
my
she really set it up
God.
to be like, oh God, Candace, what happened? Do you
Wait,
have
what
like
did-
an infection, or
What happened to you?
why
Oh,
are you
no,
leaking
what-
green pus? What's going on? Did
It turns out I have gangrene.
Right.
So here I am in the hospital.
I have gangrene. Like and subscribe. Bye. Okay, I have had a bird poop on me once.
Oh, I think everyone has, right?
I mean, everyone has done that, right?
No.
Like,
Okay.
you've
Oh, I've
never
done it.
had one?
No,
Mine
I
was
would,
at the
I would
zoo.
literally die. I would die.
Yeah,
You've never had a bird shit
That's-
on you at all?
No.
impossible.
No way.
I feel everyone has.
I've had at least in my whole life, I've probably had at least 100 different bird shit on me. Like I'm not
have-
exaggerating. Like if I combine my entire life,
Oh my
probably
God.
at least 100.
What?
Are you standing underneath power lines? How is
I
this
know.
happening?
I don't know. I thought that was normal. Maybe I've just met bird shit. Like I might just like have some field around me
Weird.
that just
No.
makes a bird shit fucking diarrhea on my head. I'll tell you what, when I've watched people get pooped on by a bird, and it's the funniest thing you could ever see, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's quite the reaction. Everybody has a different reaction, but it's all
It's
different
like
versions of, oh my God.
Yeah.
I know, it's the reaction. Because at first you're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And then the realization, like, I got to get this off of me. And then the third thing is like, oh, it's not solid.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that's disgusting. I just think that I don't go outside, so this
Maybe.
happened to me.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
Hashtag
God.
stay home. Okay?
Hashtag stay home, everybody. Oh
Stay
my
inside.
God.
Don't get shit on by birds.
Exactly.
When did Candace get pooped on?
This was like in the past 24 hours, so
Okay.
very recently.
I think it's funny that that's the shit she's talking about and not the other shit that she should be talking about.
Yeah.
Lori Loughlin.
No, she's not commenting.
She's not gonna comment.
We
She's not-
posted on our Instagram a story about one emoji she's posted to troll, which
Wait,
is like a sad face or like a
sad face?
sighing face.
Yeah, it's like it feels bad, man. Like whatever that emoji was.
I've
Well, it's
literally
not-
never used that emoji, but now I'm only responding to people with that emoji.
Yeah.
Oh, is that when I asked you, is this the right time? That's why you sent that emoji. Okay, I thought I had it wrong.
Because that's like, because I was in Instagram, I was asking Patrick, because I was like, wait, is that, because that emoji face, it just, because it means, it like, to me it meant, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know.
Tough times.
Because she, what the comment was, what was it? It was like, I don't know. The troll was saying like, I don't even know if it was a troll. It was just like someone being like,
I thought it was an article.
It was an article that I posted, but in the article, the comment was like, Lori should have got more time for that. I mean, she like really did something bad, and
yeah. Oh no. Oh, it was like she should do 4 years for each of her kids, like how long they would both be in college.
Yeah.
And it was something like that. It was a pretty clever, comment, but I don't think it was a troll. I think it was more like,
why
what?
even comment, Candace? Like, why even comment? Because now it's a thing, and we're talking about it on this podcast, and like, we don't want to do that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Let's get back to bird
poop. It was kind of ambiguous, but it was like, she's like, yeah. Like, yeah. It looks like that face, like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sad, but you're right. Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Wonderful. Bev.
I love how she's just like, oh, this happened to me, and I was like at the sea. I do want to say that about it. She's like, I live, by the ocean, by the water. I'm like, yes, we realize you're rich. I'm sorry.
Well, she just likes to let people know where she is.
Is she still in Canada filming?
I think she might still be there doing the filming for the Christmas movie.
How many is she doing this year?
She only does one a year because they can't pay her enough to do 2.
No.
They paid her to be twins, and that broke the bank that year.
They had no more. They had like absolutely no more budget.
No, they had to like get Haley Joel Osment's sister to be in a movie. They're like, Haley Joel Osment's sister, can you be in a movie for $10? And she's like, I'd love to.
Sure.
I am here.
You know what? I'll pay you.
I can't even think of what that woman's name is. Haley Joel Osment's sister. Don't know.
We'll never know.
All right. Well, now it's time for pluggy time. Bev, do you have anything you'd like to plug in the pluggy time of the podcast?
Wow. Not really. I have a few things that I'm working on, but they haven't been released yet. But if you guys want to follow me, I am on Instagram at BevRocks75.
Oh. You're just like that little gay boy. This weekend's going to rock.
This weekend's going to rock, guys. My weekend's going to rock every weekend.
This podcast's going to rock.
There you go. This
podcast's going to rock.
And Drew, how about you? Anything for the pluggy time?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram also. I'm at that. At Drew But With Pants, and also my band The Limbos. We're soon releasing a new album, a COVID album.
So, cool.
It sounds good. I'm really excited.
Wonderful. So excited. Is it COVID themed or is it just COVID released?
It's just COVID time. It's Clown World. It's a Clown World release.
Okay. So like,
it's not like 20 songs about Zoom or
exactly.
Nope.
Wearing masks. Okay, cool.
No.
Got it.
I don't want to hear that.
Please no.
Right. I'm like, I don't want to hear social distancing song.
Yeah, seriously.
Nope.
Which goes a little something like this.
Like this.
A 1, a 2, a 3. Just kidding.
Wear your mask. Wear your mask.
mask.
Although there is a very good social distancing song that is my favorite so far is Todrick Hall. He revamped his nails, hips, heels. Oh, but it's called
good.
I forgot mask something. Yeah, I forgot. But it was like it's beautiful. Todrick Hall.
It's really good.
Oh, cool. I haven't heard that. I love Todrick, but I haven't come across that yet.
Yeah, he did. It's like he said, he just released, he basically Weird Al'd himself.
Perfect.
All his albums, they're just now about.
Like, it would have been better if he got Weird Al to do it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that would have been great.
He's
like Weird Al start or with Todrick Hall.
Yes, exactly.
He's like, look, I already did it. I already wrote it for you.
I just need you to put on these high heels and get to work, okay?
Work with
I
an
feel like-
ERK.
Yep.
Yeah, and I feel like Weird Al would do it.
Weird Al would totally do it.
You totally
So
Speaking of 80s comedy songs, Weird Al, whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. All right. Well, thank you both for being here. And thank you,
you for having
listeners, for
me.
checking back in with Lifetime in Court. We watch these movies so you don't have to. But if you do, we'd love to hear from you. You can follow me at Patrick Miguel or the show at Lifetime in Court. Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts.
Don't forget to rate and review us.
Don't forget to
we
rate
are
and review
robots.
us.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That's what you call a callback.
Yes, it is.